All right, so just kind of tell me what's going on here. Um, I was out there like the day before, so I
Hmm.
remember they were kind of struggling with the what do you call this thing that comes out, the tether that comes out of the
It's called a SRL.
SRL.
Yeah.
What does that stand for?
Um, Self-retractable line.
Okay.
So it basically is basically like a lifeline. It's a fall protection system that's secured to an anchor point.
Okay.
Secured to an anchor point, and then allows the wearer to move freely around an elevated position.
Okay.
OSHA requires tie off at 6 feet or greater when there's no barriers in place.
Okay.
And this specific application up here is they're on a low roof. They're stood back greater than 6 feet from the leading edge.
Yeah.
You can't really see it in the pictures, but back there is the leading edge of the roof. But they had work to do on the backside of those rooftop equipment, right? Those are air conditioning units. And so they had to do make up connections and whatnot, right? And so what we wanted to do was give the electricians free range of movement safely up on that roof because it only had like a 2-foot parapet wall.
Okay.
Meaning
you could fall over it.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're up a whole story, so it's 20 foot fall.
Yeah.
Could be catastrophic. And so this right here, these are engineered anchor points, right?
Okay.
They got one there, and I think they spread out like every 25 feet, if I'm not mistaken, or 20 feet. But we came out and looked at it, and Dave Reed had requested safety go up there and basically look at the conditions on the roof and figure out a way that, an efficient way that we could get the electricians free range of movement while tied off. And so, Jennifer came up with this system right here. I got smart on it, went out there and trained the boys up. And so basically this system right here anchors there, and it'll stretch this rope to another anchor point.
Okay.
There's a ratchet strap there with a brake once you get that tension, what it needs to be. Mm-hmm. And then there's 3 O-rings attached to this roof. And so you see there's his little D-ring.
Yeah.
And what he'll do then is tie a yo-yo off to those O-rings, and then he'll have that cable tied to his back, allowing him to freely move up and down that entire length of the rope. As needed, right? So it was kind of a special application. We don't see this too often, so it was good learning for me for sure. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So how did do you have any more like background on Dave's request? Did the guys like bring it to him and say, hey, like, because I don't know if it related to what I saw where they were trying to get the thing around and it was kind of sticking and
absolutely it related to that. So just exactly what you said. The boys, if you only have one anchor point, right, and you got to be on this side, well, now you got to wrap. You're walking tied off, and you're wrapping that damn cable all around whatever piece of equipment is in the way, and it's going to get hung up, it's going to get snagged, and it's going to greatly lower their efficiency.
So then the ring is on here and
it's on that blue rope. And so you got the yo-yo tied off to the blue rope. Now they can walk up and down freely.
And so it goes along the rope? Is
yes.
that it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, you got so here's the rope.
Yeah.
Here's the O-ring. And then they snap hook off to that O-ring. So now they can walk up and down. And if they have to walk out, that's where the yo-yo will then start coming out.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
It's kind of a cool application. And so I read through all the standards, read through all the specs, did a dry run, practiced it, and then took everybody up there since they didn't know exactly who was going to be doing it.
Guys,
it's like we're just going to get everybody smart on
trained,
it. Yeah, everybody trained. So that was a pretty cool. And that's what I love about this company too. Is like Royal puts their money where their mouth is when it comes to safety. Mm-hmm. They don't fuck around. If there's like, okay, we can spend some money and potentially keep people safe, save lives.
Yeah.
And allow them to be efficient, right? Then that's what they do, and that's badass.
So is there like a formal, like, is this a new process that is going to be applied other places, do you think?
Which process?
Like, as far as this this method.
It was new to me.
New to you.
Jeff and Jennifer had seen that. They knew exactly what application.
Oh, they did that before.
Yeah, they've been doing this much longer than I have, and so that's I refer to Jeff. I refer to Jen.
Okay.
Constantly when it comes to stuff like this, or do my own research. But like with stuff like this, that was something that they had brought up immediately. Like, oh, this is going to be a great application for this. And Jeff actually went out and purchased that piece of equipment specifically for that. So now we have that, piece of equipment in our inventory to use in other applications.
And how does that work? Does just like the process? Does Dave come to you and then you go to Jennifer and Jeff? Or Dave can go to anybody, right? Since I'm out in the field more frequently with the guys, I think Dave brought it up to both Jeff and I initially. Okay. Because Jeff's the safety manager, I'm the field safety rep, so right.
Jeff's been doing this shit longer than I've been alive.
Yeah.
Right. So.
Yeah, gosh, he's got what, like
the 42
40 years,
yeah.
42 years. Is amazing.
He was doing safety before safety was a thing.
Yeah, that's really cool.
So he's an absolute wealth of knowledge with this stuff, And so I got smart on it and then pitched it to him, and he showed me a couple of things that I had some questions on, and until I felt super confident in being able to go up there and accurately outline how to set up, how to inspect, and how to take down that piece of equipment. Okay.
And is that just like in person, or do you give them some like something to refer to later, like written stuff too?
They have, so all those pieces of equipment come with operator's manuals.
Okay.
And that's like, I'm not an electrician, but rule number one of being an electrician is read the fucking directions.
Yeah.
Right. And so I give them the directions, and the directions outline everything,
Yeah.
But also they have my number, and those guys feel free to, I know all those guys well, as I do most of the crews up here in NorCal.
Yeah.
And just that having that relationship established with the boys where they're not scared to call. They want to do that's our culture. Everybody wants to do the right thing, right?
Yeah.
And so if they're unfamiliar or unsure about some kind of an application or a system, or if they just don't feel safe, even if it's like, okay, yes, this is safe. However, here are my concerns. That's legit, right? Now we got to go out and get those guys, one, to feel comfortable, two, to be safe.
Yeah.
So they can effectively do their job.
Because it's like one of those things, right, where it's most likely not going to be a problem, but there's always that risk of major injury.
Right. It's 9 times out of 10, 99 times out of 100, nothing's going to happen. But that one time something does happen, it's going to be catastrophic.
Yeah.
It's not going to be, it's like no one's going to fall off the roof until they do, and when they do, then what?
Yeah.
Like that's you could potentially die.
Yeah.
And that'd be fucked.
Yeah.
So yeah, we try to mitigate down to the lowest common denominator, and this is a great way to do it. And there's been plenty of other instances where we're doing stuff like this. Mm-hmm. So I'm still learning a lot of the fall protection stuff and a lot of the other applications when it comes to keeping the boys safe. Yeah. And that's what's awesome about the safety. And then that's what's awesome about the safety team. And then also awesome about my position is I'm able to go out. Like I'm the field safety rep. I make my money out in the field. Yeah. And so I get to go out and be with the guys, just like kind of what I was doing as a field engineer. Yeah. And and I think that carries some weight too, being that I was out there with them. Yeah. Doing this shit. It's like, nobody wants to fall. Everybody wants to go home. Right. Right. So we go out there and try to put the best common sense prevails, most safest way to do things. Yeah. And make monies. Safety first. Right.
Do you know this project? It's got to be close to done, right?
I think they're starting to demob. I think they've pretty much sent almost everything back, or they're getting ready to today. My daughter, it's funny because I've been out to that high school. It's in Auburn. Right. And I've been to that school tons of times with my girls playing basketball.
Oh, are they students there, or?
They're students at Colfax High.
Oh, okay.
And so we'd go down, and like that gym is old school. It's got like such a nostalgic feel to it because it's totally old school. Right. So they're renovating it, but they're keeping
built in like the 30s, right?
Yeah, I think a long time ago, and they're keeping all the, like kind of the nostalgia.
Oh, they're like maintaining
Yeah, they're keeping that
the same feel.
Yeah, because they kept the court, the bleachers are still the same. They're just putting new stuff in there, fire alarm system, which is kind of cool.
Yeah. I heard air conditioning too.
Air conditioning, yeah, because it got hot.
I can't imagine like.
Dude, it would.
I'm sure being in there.
I do know it would get bad. It would get bad.
Wow.
Yeah, but yeah, so that's rad. It's cool to be a part of it.
Yeah. What's up for you next? Like, what jobs are you getting out to next month?
Everything in NorCal. Next week I'm going to Britton Middle School. Down in Morgan Hill.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's a ways.
Yeah, no shit. I got to get badged for SFO on Tuesday, and I'm gonna go hit Redwood City, so the Main Street Apartments.
Okay.
The Adult Education Center in Daly City.
Main Street's got to be close to done too.
They're getting so close to wrapping up. Yeah, and then Daly City, which is the Adult Education Center, and then Grandin, Linden, and Bancroft are going to be the focus early next week.
Okay.
And then I'm going to try to get up to Healdsburg, see Dale Sr., and the Mendocino Apartments.
Okay. Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Do you like stay in a hotel in the Bay Area, or you just drive?
Yeah, I just do the drive. No, I don't do the hotel living.
Yeah.
Not unless I have to. When I was going up to Wairika, I would stay there because that's
4 hours. Yeah,
that's rough.
That's a long drive.
Yeah, but when I go up to like Healdsburg and shit, that's 3 hours.
Okay.
No, not about 3. All right, man.
Perfect. Well, this will probably go up next week.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Badass. Have a good one, my friend.
You too.